What if your body was quietly trying to tell you something important, not through words, but through subtle signs, behaviors, and rhythms? As we age, especially past 70, we begin to notice small changes. A slight hesitation in our steps, a longer time to recover from an illness, or a deep, quiet yearning to find meaning in our remaining days. And at some point, many of us begin to wonder, how much time do I have left? It's a question that carries both fear and curiosity. Not because we are afraid of death itself, but because we want to know if there's still time to do the things we've been postponing. Time to heal old wounds. Time to laugh with the people we love. Time to live with intention. Today, we explore 7 signs, all scientifically studied, that may offer insights into how long you might live after turning 70. These signs won't guarantee a specific number of years, but they serve as quiet indicators, like the wind shifting before a storm, revealing the state of your body, your mind, and even your spirit. And as we explore each of these signs, we'll also view them through the timeless lens of Stoic philosophy, a way of thinking that teaches us not just to extend life, but to elevate it, to live fully even in the face of decline, to find meaning even when time seems short. So, whether you're in your 70s, 80s, or simply someone reflecting on what lies ahead, this video is a guide, not to fear death, but to better understand life. Sign number 1, walking speed. Your legs carry your future. Imagine 2 people in their 70s walking through the park. One moves briskly, shoulders back, feet steady. The other moves slowly, with hesitation, as if each step requires negotiation between the mind and body. Now imagine tracking both people over the next 10 years. Research shows that the one who walks faster is far more likely to live longer. In fact, a landmark study published in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association, revealed that walking speed in older adults is strongly associated with survival. According to this study, individuals who walked faster than 1 meter per second, that's roughly 2.2 miles per hour, had a significantly higher chance of living longer than those who walked more slowly. But why is walking speed so predictive? At first glance, it might seem superficial, just a reflection of fitness. But walking involves a complex symphony of body systems. Your brain must coordinate balance. Your muscles must support weight. Your lungs must provide oxygen. Your heart must pump efficiently. Your nerves must transmit information quickly. In short, to walk well is to be well. Walking is also about momentum in both literal and metaphorical ways. The Stoics believed that momentum, or prohoresis, the power of intention, was central to a life well lived. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, in other words. Keep moving forward. Don't freeze in hesitation." There's also something symbolic about walking with purpose. When we slow down in fear, indecision, or fatigue, it's often a reflection of internal stagnation. But when we walk with intention, even if it's slow but steady, we are declaring to the world, "I'm still here. I'm still going." That's why walking is often used in philosophy and poetry to symbolize life itself. We speak of walking the path, of continuing the journey, of putting one foot in front of the other. Even in medical science, the concept of gait speed is so predictive that some geriatricians jokingly refer to it as the 6th vital sign, alongside temperature, pulse, blood pressure, respiration, and pain. So, what does this mean for you? It means that simply walking a bit more each day and walking with intention can be a powerful investment in your longevity. You don't need to train for a marathon. A 15-minute daily walk around the neighborhood, or even pacing the hallway of your home, can improve your cardiovascular health, preserve your mobility, and sharpen your mental clarity. But even more importantly, walking is a Stoic practice in itself. When you walk, especially in silence or nature, you are returning to a natural rhythm. Your mind slows down. You begin to notice your breath. You can reflect on the day, not with judgment, but with gentle awareness. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Walking gives us a chance to reclaim that time, not by rushing, but by being present. So the next time you step outside, don't think of it as just exercise. Think of it as a daily declaration. I choose life. I choose movement. I choose to live forward." Sign number 2, grip strength, the power in your hands. We often underestimate the quiet power in our hands. We use them every day to cook, to write, to reach out, to hold, but rarely do we think of our hands as messengers of our overall health. Yet research has shown that grip strength is one of the most powerful predictors of longevity, especially after the age of 70. A large meta-analysis in The Lancet concluded that low grip strength is strongly associated with increased risk of death from all causes, including cardiovascular disease, cancer, and respiratory illness. Why is grip strength so telling? Because it's not just about hand muscles. It reflects the health of your entire muscular and nervous system. When you grip something, a doorknob, a weight, a loved one's hand, you're calling on multiple systems. Your brain, your spine, your nerves, your bones. The ability to do this well suggests that these systems are still functioning in harmony. What's more, grip strength often correlates with your ability to perform daily tasks like opening jars, carrying groceries, or holding onto railings. When grip strength weakens, it's often a sign that independence may start to decline. The Stoics might not have spoken about grip strength directly, but they understood the idea of strength within simplicity. Epictetus, a former slave who became a Stoic teacher, believed in mastering what you can control. And grip, the simple act of holding, is something we can cultivate, he said. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do if you wish to remain strong, even in older age. Start with what's within reach, literally. You don't need a gym. Squeezing a tennis ball for a few minutes a day, using hand grippers, lifting light weights, or doing push-ups against a wall, these small practices can preserve and even improve grip strength beyond the physical. The hands also carry emotional and symbolic weight. Holding someone's hand conveys presence. Writing a letter, gardening, painting, these are acts of both creation and control. The hands are where intention becomes action. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we are given a short life, but we make it short by wasting time. What better way to honor time than to use our hands to build, to express, to hold on to what matters?" So the next time you pick something up, ask yourself, am I still strong enough to hold the life I want? If not, what small step can I take today to grow stronger? Grip strength isn't just about muscles. It's about your will to engage with the world, to shape it and let it shape you. Sign number 3, outlook on life. The way you see is the way you live. Aging is often seen as a descent into slowness, into fragility, into forgetting. But what if aging is actually a mirror, one that reflects how we've trained our minds to interpret the world? Your outlook on life, especially after the age of 70, may be more important than you think. In 2019, researchers from Boston University and Harvard published a landmark study showing that older adults with a more optimistic outlook had up to a 15% longer lifespan and were more likely to live beyond 85. This isn't wishful thinking. The power of mindset has biological consequences. Optimists are more likely to engage in healthy behaviors, manage stress better, and maintain stronger social networks. These habits, in turn, lead to better physical health. But let's be clear, optimism, in the Stoic sense, is not blind cheerfulness. It's not ignoring hardship or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about how we respond to what life gives us. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot control and focus on what we can. This creates space for clarity, and within clarity, hope. Marcus Aurelius, writing during times of war and plague, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice: to dread the day ahead or to greet it with quiet courage. That choice, repeated daily, becomes your mental posture. And that posture shapes your biology. Positive outlook has also been linked to reduced inflammation, lower risk of stroke, and slower cognitive decline. In other words, how you think literally shapes how your body works. Consider this. Two people experience the same challenge: a diagnosis, a fall, a financial stress. One becomes bitter, isolated. The other, reflective and adaptive. 10 years later, their bodies will not look the same. Because their minds weren't, a Stoic doesn't ask, "Why me?" but instead, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can I meet this moment with virtue?" This attitude is not passive. It's a daily practice. It might mean starting each day with a reflection, or ending the day with gratitude, or simply pausing in the middle of frustration to breathe. And no one escapes loss, aging, or death. But how we frame these inevitabilities determines whether we live in fear or in grace. So, if you find yourself caught in negative thought loops, begin gently. Notice them. Replace them with a single positive question: what is still within my control? As Epictetus wrote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your outlook isn't just a mood, it's a path. One that can lead quietly and steadily to more years and better ones. Sign number 4, sense of purpose. Why you wake up matters. What gets you out of bed in the morning? For some, it's family. For others, it might be a garden, a craft, a spiritual routine, or a lifelong curiosity. Whatever it is, that sense of why may be a powerful predictor of how long you'll live. A 2019 study published in JAMA Network Open found that older adults with a strong sense of purpose were significantly less likely to die from any cause over the next several years, regardless of their age, gender, or income. Why is purpose so powerful? Because it connects you to life. It gives structure to your days and meaning to your actions. Purpose isn't just about grand ambitions or achievements, it's about direction. A compass that helps you navigate aging, uncertainty, and even decline with dignity. Biologically, purpose is associated with lower levels of stress hormones, reduced inflammation, better sleep, and even improved immune function. People with purpose take better care of their health. They're more likely to exercise, eat well, and stay socially connected. The Stoics understood the power of living with intention. Marcus Aurelius began each day by reminding himself of his duties: to serve, to reason, to remain just. He wasn't chasing fame or pleasure. He simply wanted to fulfill his role as a human being, to act in accordance with nature, reason, and virtue. He wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for?" This is purpose not imposed from outside, but discovered within. You don't need a career to have purpose. You don't need a title. You simply need something worth doing, something that aligns with your values and brings you into connection with others, or with something greater than yourself. This might be as simple as checking in on a neighbor, writing a letter, cooking a meal with care, teaching a grandchild what you've learned, or creating something beautiful, even if no one else sees it. As Viktor Frankl, the Stoic adjacent psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, once wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. Purpose anchors us when things are hard. It provides direction when the path feels foggy, and the beautiful thing about purpose is that it can evolve. What gave you meaning at 40 might shift by the time you're 75. That's not failure, it's growth. Take time to ask yourself, what still brings me alive? What small act feels meaningful today? Who can I serve, even in a quiet way?" Seneca said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Purpose is the classroom. It teaches us, even in the final chapters, that life still has lessons, still has beauty, still has worth. So don't wait for purpose to strike like lightning. Build it moment by moment, choice by choice. And in doing so, you may not just extend your life, you may finally start to inhabit it." Sign number 5, social connections, the people who keep you alive. In a world that glorifies independence, it's easy to overlook just how essential other people are to our health, especially as we age. Yet science is clear. The strength of your social connections is one of the most powerful predictors of how long and how well you'll live. A groundbreaking Harvard study that began in 1938 and continues today found that the quality of relationships more than money, IQ, or fame is what keeps people happy and healthy across the lifespan. Loneliness, on the other hand, is associated with increased risk of heart disease, stroke, cognitive decline, and early death. In fact, chronic loneliness is now considered as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Why? Because human beings are wired for connection. Our nervous systems calm in the presence of trusted others. Our brains release oxytocin when we feel understood. Our immune systems function better when we belong. After 70, social circles often shrink due to retirement, mobility issues, or loss. But that's exactly when we need to nurture connection most intentionally. The Stoics valued community deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee. You are not alone, nor are you meant to be." Social connection doesn't have to mean dozens of friends. What matters is the depth and warmth of your TIs, even with just a few people. It could be a weekly call with a sibling, sharing meals with neighbors, volunteering, mentoring, joining a book club, or simply making eye contact and exchanging kind words at the grocery store. One study of older adults found that regular contact with just one close friend significantly reduced risk of depression and prolonged life expectancy. But connection isn't just about receiving support, it's also about giving it. Being useful, being listened to, being needed. This creates a sense of mutual value, of shared humanity. Seneca said, "We are members of one great body. Let us hold everything in common, our burdens, our blessings." So, if you find yourself feeling isolated, start small. Reach out. Invite someone into your day. Offer your presence, even if it's just a smile or a listening ear. And if you're already rich in connection, cherish it. Tend to it. Make time for the people who make life sweeter. Yes, the Japanese concept of moe teaches us a close-knit social group with lifelong support. Aging well is a communal act. You don't need to be surrounded by many, but you do need someone to matter to, and someone who matters to you. Because in the end, it's the love we give and receive, not the years we count, that tells the story of a well-lived life. Sign number 6, restorative sleep, your body's nightly miracle. Sleep is often the first thing we sacrifice when life gets busy, and the last thing we learn to prioritize as we age. But if you're over 70 and aiming to live longer and better, restorative sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Decades of scientific research have shown that sleep quality, not just duration, is closely linked to longevity. Poor sleep is associated with increased risk of dementia, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, depression, and early death. And yet, many older adults view poor sleep as an inevitable part of aging. But that's not entirely true. What often changes with age is sleep architecture. Lighter sleep, earlier wake times, more frequent awakenings. But with the right care and awareness, deep, restorative sleep is still within reach. So, what exactly is restorative sleep? It's the kind of sleep that allows your brain to clear waste, your body to repair cells, your hormones to regulate, and your immune system to recharge. It's also the time when your brain consolidates memory, helping you stay sharp, present, and emotionally balanced. From a Stoic perspective, sleep represents something profound: the importance of rest, renewal, and trust in nature's cycles. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Even when you're sleeping, you're doing nature's work. The work of the universe continues in you." When you sleep, you're not doing nothing, you're participating in life's most essential reset. You're preparing your body and mind to meet the day with clarity and strength. So how can we sleep better after 70? Honor a consistent rhythm, go to bed and wake up at the same time daily. The body thrives on routine. Create a sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom should be dark, quiet, cool, and free from screens or mental clutter. Wind down mindfully, avoid heavy meals, bright lights, and stimulating activity close to bedtime. Instead, embrace quiet rituals, a book, soft music, prayer, or reflection. Limit naps to early afternoon. Too much daytime sleep can disrupt nighttime cycles. Get sunlight in the morning. Natural light helps regulate your internal clock, improving your sleep-wake cycle. If sleep problems persist, speak to a doctor. Sleep apnea, restless legs, and chronic pain are common culprits, and addressing them can dramatically improve both your nights and your years. Seneca once said, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." But contentment isn't passive, it includes caring for what is yours. And your sleep, your ability to rest deeply, is one of the most sacred parts of your health. So tonight, when you lay your head down, do so with intention. Let go of what you cannot control. Trust in the rhythm of breath. And remember, to rest is not to retreat, it is to ready yourself for life. Sign number 7, recovery after setbacks, the bounce back factor. Here's a truth that no one escapes. Setbacks will come. Injury, illness, grief, surgery, disappointment, or simply the loss that often comes with aging. These are not exceptions. They are part of life. But what separates those who merely age from those who age well is not the absence of difficulty, it's the ability to recover. Your ability to bounce back physically, mentally, emotionally is a profound predictor of how long and how fully you will live. Doctors call it resilience. In medicine, they might talk about recovery time after hospitalization, or how quickly an older adult regains mobility after a fall or infection. Studies show that older adults who recover quickly from illness or stress are significantly more likely to live longer and avoid disability. But resilience isn't just about muscle or immune response. It's about mindset. Stoicism is, at its core, a philosophy of resilience. Epictetus, who was born a slave and endured physical disability, wrote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the essence of the Stoic approach to setbacks. You do not control the storm. You control your sail. So how do you strengthen your recovery ability? Stay active. Even gently movement keeps the body ready to heal. A short walk, light stretching, or mobility work can improve circulation and maintain the body's responsiveness. Train your mind in advance. Practice gratitude, journaling, or mindful breathing so that when setbacks hit, your nervous system is better prepared. Don't isolate. Connection aids recovery. Let people in. Talk about what you're facing. Share the burden. Seek meaning and challenge. Viktor Frankl taught that even suffering can be meaningful when we choose how to face it. Ask, what is this teaching me? Nourish your body. Nutrition, hydration, and rest are critical in bounce-back periods. Think of them as fuel for recovery, and perhaps most importantly, be patient with yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When jarred unavoidably by circumstances, revert at once to yourself and don't lose the rhythm more than you must. You'll have a better grasp of the harmony if you keep going back to it. This means, don't let a bad day become a bad week. When something knocks you down, get up slowly but surely. Return to center. Return to self. Aging is not the end of your strength. In many ways, it is the refinement of it. You've lived through decades of storms. You've seen loss, failure, hardship, and yet you're still here. That itself is a sign of immense inner resilience. Now, your task is to protect it, strengthen it. And when the next wave comes, as it will know that your ability to recover is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of training, intention, and the quiet courage to begin again. Because life after 70 is not just about enduring, it's about rising. Closing, not just more years, better years. So, what do all these signs truly reveal? Not simply how long you'll live, but how well. Living past 70 isn't just a biological accomplishment. It's a daily practice. And the most powerful lessons are not hidden in fancy treatments or new trends. They're found in timeless truths, many of which the Stoics knew long before modern science caught up. You've now seen 7 signs that predict longevity: physical strength, outlook, purpose, connection, rest, resilience. But here's the final truth. None of these are fixed. Each one is a habit, a mindset, a practice you can nurture. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. Whether you've struggled with sleep, battled loneliness, or felt like your best years are behind you, you're not too late. You are right on time, because longevity isn't about chasing youth. It's about deepening your roots. The Stoics didn't fear aging. They respected it. They viewed it as the final stage of becoming a time not of decline, but of distillation. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not act as if you are going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." This isn't morbid. It's liberating. Knowing life is short makes every moment sacred. Every morning, you rise with strength. Every time you reach out to someone, every deep breath you take in the quiet of the night, it all matters. The point isn't to avoid death. The point is to fully live until the very end, and that means choosing strength over surrender, meaning over comfort, connection over isolation, presence over regret. There are people in the world right now living well into their 80s, 90 seconds, and beyond with joy, clarity, and dignity. Not because they had perfect lives, because they kept showing up for life. You can too.so. Let this video not be a list to memorize, but a call to action. Start small. Pick one habit to improve, one step to take this week, one person to reconnect with, one walk, one smile, one journal entry. Your future self is built on the small choices you make today. Seneca wrote, "While we wait for life, life passes, but now you know. Life hasn't passed. It's still here in your breath, in your choices, in your courage. So here's to your next decade, not just longer, but richer. To your next morning, not just waking up, but waking up with purpose. To your journey, not just a lifespan, but a life deeply lived. Stay strong, stay aware, stay grateful, and remember, the greatest sign of longevity is not in your body, but in your spirit." Thank you for watching. If this message resonated, please share it with someone you care about. and subscribe for more videos that help you live wisely, fully, and well at every age.